Hello, this is Dora Tarver from CreateAndManageSchedules.com, and this is a quick video on using the project calendar. So basically within Microsoft Project you have 4 different calendars in Project 2007. You have a base calendar, you have a project calendar, resource calendar, and task calendars. So right now we're going to focus on the project calendar, setting up the project calendar. And if you go to the menu option Project and select Project Information, this dialog box pops up where you can set the project calendar from the Project Information dialog box. And you can see that this displays a number of different fields, and let us walk through what you see here. So down here in the corner I want to point out that you have your calendar field, and in a previous lesson we already created a base calendar, called it part-time resources, but by default project comes with 24 hours, night shift, and standard calendar. So this field is used to select which calendar you're using for your project. Now I want to point out, before you come into this dialog box, make sure you've built out your project schedule as complete as you can. You basically will come here when you're ready to baseline your project calendar, when you're ready to baseline your project schedule. So when you're ready to baseline your schedule, you'll want to come in here and make sure that your start date, your project start date, and your project finish dates reflect what you're expecting. You can adjust them here. The project start date is set by when you have the field here that says schedule from. It says project start date, which is already selected, and then you can actually type in or select a project start date, whatever date that might be. And if you wanted to set the project finish date, then you come to schedule from field and you select the project finish date field, and notice when I selected this, the start date became disabled and the finish date is now enabled. So I can go ahead and select a project finish date, and that's set up. In most cases we just set the project start date and allow project to calculate the finish date, but if there's some reason that you need to do the opposite, that functionality is available to you. So again, the schedule from field allows you to choose where your schedule is calculating from, either from the start date or from the finish date. And then depending on which one you select, these fields will be enabled or disabled, and then you can select the proper date. Now the current date field over here, by default this setting matches your computer's clock setting. However, you can change this so that it doesn't match your computer clock. When you click on here, it drops down a calendar, but you can also type in any specific time that you want to see appear here. For many people, changing the current date is helpful because it allows you to look at what-if scenarios, or for tracking progress as of a certain date in the past. Now the status date is typically set to the current date to track progress on your project, and when you're tracking you usually want to see the status of the project as of now, so you really don't need to deal with this setting. However, if you want to track as of the end of a fiscal period or some other time frame, you can change this to another date. Okay, so these are the fields, the primary fields that you can work with. There's also a statistics button here, and when you click on that, it'll open up a window, and once you've baselined your schedule you'll see more data here. I haven't baselined this one yet, but it shows you your project start, your finish, your baseline finish, what the actual start and actual finish are, and what the variance in terms of days are between your actual and baseline. This might be helpful information for you. You'll also see that you can track the current number of days, the work, and the cost, as well as the baseline and the actual and the remaining. So this is a very helpful feature. So again, under project information, you'll find this helpful dialog box. And again, if you have any questions, click on the help button. And the help button literally contains all the detail for what's on this dialog box. You can step through and see the details for what each field does, what each field means, and how to use it so that you can successfully manage your projects. I hope this was helpful for you. Have an excellent day.